YouTube, Retro Reclaimer here, how's it going? Pickups video, so this isn't £5 game challenge if that's what you're looking for. This is just a standard pickups video which I've not done for I think maybe 4 months perhaps. I did try and get this video out last month, but I was struggling. I weren't happy with the video. I had bad hay fever and I just sort of gave up with it. So yeah, we're gonna get stuck in now. There's quite a variety of stuff to show, and I've got the main reason I've struggled to get a video is I've got a puppy, so he's sleeping now, and I'm hoping he stays asleep for the rest of the video. So it might have to be done in 2 parts. So yeah, stuff that I've collected over the last 4 months is not a great deal, but obviously a few months you can pick up quite a bit. Some sale stuff that's brand new. Retro, I think the oldest we've got is sort of PS2, Xbox, so we're not too old. Peripherals for room, some lights and stuff. A gift from another tuber which I've been unable to obviously get the video. I should have got it out a lot sooner really. So yeah, it's really grateful to get that. Some other stuff I picked up recently, and yeah, we'll make our way through. I'll try and keep it in order that I've grabbed these items, because some of them I've had for what seems a very long time. So right, let's get straight into it then. So we've got, firstly, so I was out one day checking CEX, checking the what do we call it, the charity shops, and I put my head in, what is it, it's not Cash Converters, I think it's Cash Generator it's called, the blue and yellow one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cash Generator, and they had a bin, like a little basket with sale items, and I found this Skylander for 50p, which is a Ruptor. I've already got quite a bunch of Skylanders. I'm not particularly actively collecting them, but for 50p I thought, yeah, I'll take that. But better than that was this Skylanders Giants Nintendo 3DS game. So you can see £2.99 is what I paid for that. Again, saw it for that price. I thought, I'm not leaving that. There were a few. Perhaps I should have picked them all up. Looking back now, yeah, I kind of wish I did. But I didn't really think about it at the time. I thought, you know, these are really cheap, I'll grab them. Not to sell on, these are to collect. So this was sealed. I have opened it just to have a look inside. And I had no interest in keeping it sealed. Skylanders Giants was the first game I'd actually played on the Wii U from the Skylanders set, and when I saw it on the 3DS I thought, you know, it'd be great playing it on there. So yeah, you only get one Skylander with this one, which is Tree Rex is called. But I've got a whole bunch, and it was a fun game from what I remember, but I've just never been back to it. But yeah, for £3, really nice. Let's just keep those out of the way. Another thing I wanted to show, so anyone who's sort of similar age as me and watching a video like this has probably been involved in the Pokemon hype at some point. I always talk about it, obviously. And back in the day when we were kids, and I think there was a couple of pound for a pack of Pokemon cards, always going to the shop, always getting them. Whenever we had to do anything, was it like, can we have some money? I remember at one point we used to get a pack a week, like me and my brothers. And collecting Pokemon cards was so fun back then. Obviously this is the original base set. Then obviously over the years Pokemon have grown in numbers, and the collecting the cards is quite insane at the moment. They've become really popular. I think they've always been popular, but I think they're a bit more popular than they were a few years back. And the difficult thing with collecting Pokemon cards is how many rares or secret rares there are out there. So if you imagine the base set, I know I'm not going to all the Shadowless and the first editions and stuff like that, but from the base set, trying to collect every Pokemon card was difficult. Everyone struggled to get the Charizard, but you could make good progress and get a good few. With the sets that are out these days, you've got your holo rare, which is, you imagine your shiny Charizard. You've got those holo rare, but then you've also got full art cards, and then you've got alternate art cards, then you've got secret rares. So if there's, I don't know, 260 in a set, you've got 261 out of 260, 262 out of, and so on. So I think there's like 15 maybe of those. So trying to collect a full set was so difficult. I wasn't absolutely kicking the ass out of it, but basically Chilling Reign, which is what this little booklet is, Chilling Reign came out, and Chilling Reign is based on the expansion pack for Pokemon Sword and Shield, the Crown Tundra, and I was playing that at the time, and I thought, go on, whilst this new set's out, I'm gonna give my hands a go at collecting Pokemon cards. I think it's £4 a pack, so it's not crazy expensive. Might be £5. I think it's £4, but obviously the more you get, the more you're going to spend. I thought, yeah, I'm gonna collect some. So I bought. My wife works in a garage, and she manages the garage. So when the stock comes in and whatever, so she always gets asked if you got Pokemon cards. So when she orders stock for Pokemon cards, the full set gets sold as a one for the individual price of each pack. So she told me about it, and she said, "Do you want me to, the next time we get one, do you want me to keep hold of one?" Which obviously I said about the Chilling Reign, and so she did. So I started with a full booster box, and then I started going out to the shops trying to find some. Asda seems to be the best, but they had the previous set, if you will. So it wasn't the set that I was collecting. So the pictures on the cards were different, and yeah, I found it quite difficult. Then when I could finally get hold of these sets in Asda, or we've got a shop called the Batcave, which is kind of like a nerdy shop that sells Games Workshop stuff. It sells comics, all that sort of stuff. And then also, what else have we got? A Geeks Retreat. They sold them as well. So I was a lot, when I could find them, I was actively getting them. But it must be less than 6 months before a pack is sort of discontinued, and then a new set is underway. So I'd only just started, and then there was a new set coming out. I want to say Evolving Skies. I could be wrong. So rather than have, it seemed like you had a year or 2 or 3 years to collect the base set stuff, whereas these, that you've got what seems like 6 months max to be able to buy them from the shops. Every time you nip in Asda, I thought every time I go to Asda, I can grab myself a couple of packs. But yeah, there was probably a space of 3 to 4 months where I was able to do that before the new set was out. So yeah, it was really difficult. I got nowhere near. I got some good cards. I'm not sure more, but there's some cards in here, and I enjoyed collecting them. Probably looking back at what I'd have spent on it is a bit sickening, maybe, but yeah, it was nice to sort of relive that part of my youth collecting the cards. But yeah, so difficult to try and get even one of the rare ones. I think that one in the front was the rarest I'd got. So yeah, really difficult to grab. I think everyone just buys them out straight away. Okay, so that's Pokemon. Because I probably talked a little bit much, a little bit longer than what I wanted to with those. Right, a couple of Xbox games. Let's see. Okay, so we have. Here we go. So we've got a bunch of games here. So I'll show these two first. So we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunter, and we've got Jaeger. So my wife was in town with our son, and she nipped in CX and thought, go and have a little look and get him, grab him a couple of games. So she got me these two. Jaeger I've never actually heard of, so I don't know what it's about. I've not even, I'm probably going back 3 months, but I've not got round to even looking at or playing these just yet. And Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which I think I've traded it in already, so which I already had, but this one was a neater copy. So yeah, I obviously kept hold of that one, and then once I did a trade once, and I took Star Wars Bounty Hunter and to get rid of. So I obviously already had it, but I've got a better copy, which is good. Then I think I had a bit of trade credit, maybe from that. I bought myself Dinotopia, So there's 2 copies here. So I already had one, and you can see this orange sticker on that. That's an indication for me to tell me there's no manual, and I wanted one with the manual, so I went and bought one with the manual. Now I've got one to trade in. Then not so long ago I was at a charity shop, cancer research, and I found a Disney a Connect game, a Disney one. I've not double checked to make sure I've got this or not, but yeah, I saw this, and you know I weren't checking price or anything like that. I saw Disney Connect Rush, yeah, I'll grab that. I didn't check the disc, so this was only £1. I didn't check the disc, and there's a big ring burn on it, so it's very unlikely that that'll ever work, which is a shame. But it's my fault for not checking. But if anything, it's just another case, which can be a donor case at some point, perhaps. Okay, where do we go next? Okay, next we'll show you a trade. So, not a trade, sorry, a gift from a tuber. So, I've been doing the sort of separate to these pickups videos. I've been doing a £5 game challenge, which now I brought it up, I might as well discuss it. So, yeah, spend £5, see what you can grab, try and sell for a profit. With that profit, buy more stuff, sell it again, try and make a bigger profit, all the while keeping little bits, keeping, I don't know, a particular game or a console, or however you want to do. Basically building a games collection up from just £5. When I first started I was really enjoying it. I liked getting out, hunting. At the moment I got to a point where I bought a console and a bundle, and it's very restrictive. So with spending all the funds that you've got in a particular time and then trying to reinvest that, I had to add other stuff. So I had quite a few broken controllers. A couple I was able to fix, the rest I wasn't, but I had other broken controllers, so I put them all in one bundle and sold them together. Selling games on eBay, I know there's a few tubers out there, Al, who obviously sell games on eBay, and if you're selling quite a few of them, it's time consuming. You know, having to go out to the post office and write out get them all sent off, make sure they're sent off in time, monitoring eBay, and then for this challenge itself, if I sell a game for £4 on eBay, I've got to work out what eBay are going to take, and then I buy the packaging and the posting and all. So by the time I figure out there's just a lot of work that goes with it. So I've been put off by the way it's gone. So I've really slowed down with that. Then obviously the end of my last episode with it, I needed that money just to fund fixing the car, which is all fixed now, which is great. So I basically took everything away from it. During that time, Mark from GeordieSlasherGamer got in touch with me and said, look, I've got some games here that I wouldn't mind gifting to you so that you can use towards the £5 game challenge. And then I think as you look at it with, there's no set rules. I think some people, as people do with any sort of media or anything, will always have something to say about, how that's not building a game collection up from £5 if you're going to receive free gifts, or if you're going to chuck in extra stuff to make up or whatever. But the way I look at it is there is no rule. I've still not spent more than a £5. If people are going to aid that, and it's not much, I've not been. So I got gifted a PS2 Slim console. It was, unboxed. It's not worth a great deal. I grabbed some stuff from the room, which I can. It's not like I'm chucking £100 worth of extra kit on there, saying, "Oh yeah, I spent a £5 and I've got this." Do you know what I mean? So I was obviously very grateful, and Mark said himself, I don't know your rules exactly, but I would like to, add to doing that, which was really nice for him, because obviously no one should just, I don't know, expect just to receive gifts and whatnot. And lately I think I'm falling behind. I need to. I've been considering getting some gifts out, because I think I've received over the past couple of years, I've received gifts and not been able to repay anything just yet, so I've got to try and figure out something to start paying it forward. It gave me a big bundle of PS3 and PS2 games here. Again, I've yet to go through these. I did get them all out and I did start a video last month, but yeah, the like I said, I wasn't happy with it. So I'll fly through these, and then at some point this week I'm going to go through everything and see what condition things are in. There might be stuff here I want to keep as well, and then from there we'll go CX. We'll add on the money that I spent, and we'll figure out how to continue that £5 game challenge. So we've got Tomb Raider Legend, SmackDown versus Raw, Need for Speed Underground, Spider-Man 3, 007, Rugby 2004, Evil Twin, Formula 1, and Road Rage 3. So they're the PS2 games. PS2 isn't really a console I actively collect for. I prefer to collect for the Xbox. There are a bunch of games, obviously more so the exclusives, that I will collect for the PS2. Moving on, we've got some PS3 games, which is sort of from the PS3, 4 and 5. I've never owned enough to play through a lot of the games. I've borrowed a PS4 to starting to play Last of Us. Another game I've never got through. So I'm gonna have a look through these and see if there's any I want to keep and play through. FIFA Street, Masters, which is a golf, Tiger Woods, Motorstorm, FIFA World Cup South Africa, Pro Evo 10, Tom Clancy's End War, Battlefield 3, FIFA 12, Formula 1 2010, The X Factor, FIFA 11, FIFA 14, a couple more PS2 games here, Pro Evo 6, SmackDown Just Bring It, Tom Clancy's Hawks, Call of Duty World at War, which is a fantastic game, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which has got like a shiny lenticular. Is that the word? I think it's called lenticular. Assassin's Creed 2, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, FIFA 13, SmackDown vs Raw, Rainbow Six Vegas 2, Just Cause 2, and finally Rugby World Cup 2011. So there's a great bundle there. I need to go through them all. There's a couple that catch my eye which I'm considering just keeping in the collection, which I'll show with my £5 game challenge. I'll include all these again in that, but I'll show with what I'm keeping. Others I'll look at trading in and trying to get something else that I can put into the collection as well. So yeah, to send me a bunch of games like that is I'm really grateful for it. So thank you very much, Mark. And there's there's definitely fun for me to be fun to be had with some of these. So yeah, really appreciate it. Really do. Moving on. What else have we got? We've got a couple of little bits. We've got a Master Chief. Is it pop figure? I can't remember when I got this. I think it was either for my birthday, which is in January, or Christmas. Master Chief holding Cortana, and then Knuckles. I found this in Asda. It was just sort of sat there. I thought, yeah, I'm going to grab it. Little Knuckles, which of course is sort of the mascot for my channel. Some other bits and pieces. We've got some Jurassic Park Top Trumps. And then there was a bunch of, so I think these were for my birthday, so they're not games, but Pokemon, Mario, just, yeah. I think that was at McDonald's or something. I think that's from McDonald's or somewhere, I'm not sure. I got this cool little light. Is this the one with, okay, so yeah, it's got to be plugged in, which I'm struggling for plug sockets in this room. But yeah, pretty cool. And then I got this one, which is a lamp. And again, it needs to be plugged in. But it's basically a NES controller with a wire. And you got Mario up there. Finally, I feel like there was another light. Maybe not. So last few things then. So I've been, in fact I'll show these ones first. So I've got some of these, you can probably just see the Red Dead Redemption one. It's the diamond art. I've shown a couple of them before, but these are what my mother-in-law have been making for me. So I'll send her a picture and she'll make them. So we've got a Halo 3 ODST one, which they come up really good and they look amazing on the wall because they've got a bit of a, like a shine, a bit of a, like a, obviously it's called, what was it called? Is it called diamond art? So there's a bit of a shine to them. And up close, they're pixelated, but as you distance yourself, they look really good. So these are just the latest ones. I think at the moment I've got a Spyro one, I've got Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption 2, just showing you the Halo 3 ODST one, and then this is a Super Mario one, which is good. Obviously a lot of different colours, which make it a bit more fun to make for her as well. And I'm having another one done at the moment. I can't remember what I sent her, but she's currently doing another one, and that'll probably be about it for space I've got on these walls. So while she was doing that, and I moved my room around, I had a lot of space on the walls, so I spoke to my mum and I thought, I want something else on there, and I like the idea of, I don't like posters so much as I like something that's unique like this. So I spoke to my mum who she does knitting, sewing and stuff every now and then. So I said, can you do me like a cross stitch of a poster or something? So I sent her a picture, give her some help sort of drawing it, and then she made this for me. So it's Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes was a game I got from my parents one Christmas. It's probably like 2003, 4. I got an Xbox, and I remember opening a game for the Xbox, and it was Sonic Heroes, and I read it and I said, Xbox, we don't have an Xbox. And she sort of, oh, do you not have that one? And then it sort of, the penny dropped, so I looked down and there was a big box wrapped up. I was like, it's got to be. Unwrapped it, and of course it was an Xbox. So yeah, it was a fitting choice for her to make this one, which is really cool. But yeah, it took her hours and hours. So I think it was sort of October, and I was like, oh, it'd be a good Christmas present. And it didn't actually come till after Christmas because it took her that long. So yeah, a lot of work's gone into it. So it's really cool. So yeah, very grateful to have that. Okay, and I think with her, other than that, what have I got to show? So by my birthday, I got a big bean bag. So what is it? It's a lounge pug. It's called a big bean bag, and then there's a footrest as well. Just because it's a bit lower to floor, it's perfect for playing on this TV I've got down there. So sorry, I've got more stuff. Right, so this is very recent now. So I was looking at Argos, and when Argos were selling 3DS games, sort of last year, maybe the year before, they were selling them for really cheap, on the sale, and you could buy them and take them straight to CX and make a decent profit straight away. So every now and then I do look to see if there's anything going. There's certainly no 3DS games anymore, but I have a look at other stuff like the Switch games because some of them goes for cheap. I bought Spirit of the North for £10, and Trailblazers, which I want to say £4, maybe £3. And I bought these with the intention of taking them CEX because I think they sold this for 20 and this for 15 maybe. So I thought, oh, I'll make a quick turnaround there. I didn't pay enough attention to read that it's just digital download codes only. I opened them up, had a look inside, and that's when I realised, I was like, oh, what have you done here? So pretty much a complete waste of money. I will, rather than sell these on or whatever, I will just download the codes and have a little look and see if, because they're probably quite fun. I mean, it's a racing game, and this looks like something I've never played before, but we'll give it a go. So yeah, it's a shame to. I don't really understand it. I don't understand. You know, you go on about environment, plastic waste, this, that, and the other, and we've got a full case here with just a download code inside it. I don't get it. So yeah, it was a big fail, really, by me, that one. And then, so finally now some Xbox 360 games to show you. This was a couple of days ago. I went to Argos and I was going to buy Hogwarts Legacy. It's cheaper at Argos than anywhere else, but they didn't have it in stock. So on the same sort of complex that Argos is on is a cancer research charity shop, a big one, and I don't think I'd not long been in it, so I was umming an hour, and I thought, no, I'm not going today. And then I thought, whilst I'm here, I didn't buy that game. Let's go and have a quick look. And I'm really glad I did, because I found a bunch of new games, which I took quite a few. So I think there's 10 here. Yeah, so I picked up 10 games, and all these are £1 each. First one was Alan Wake, which is obviously, I think most people know this game. It's like a cinematic adventure game of some sort, but I've never actually played it. It's one of those which gets recommended a lot, and I've always wanted to have a look at, but yeah, I saw that for £1, and I thought, rather than even considering trading it in, I'm going to keep hold of it. And then I also bought Dragon Age Origins Awakening, so this is an expansion for a game. Again, £1. By Dragon Age, I bought a while back, but I never. I think I played about an hour and couldn't get into it. But BioWare, who make Mass Effect, so, Mass Effect's my favourite game. This is another BioWare RPG, so really, it's something that I should enjoy. I've just not given it the time just yet. So with this being an expansion pack as well, I've already got the main game. It's one of those things where I think maybe slowly we might see 360 software, like expansions and stuff like that, maybe disappear over the next few or the next several years. And this is obviously always going to contain it on this disc, which is great. There's not much trade value or anything like this, but again, I bought this just to keep for myself for when I do eventually, or if I do eventually get around to playing it. And also, I do think it's maybe one of those games where when people are struggling to complete 360 sets, I think this will be one that's hard to find. I could be wrong, but it's just, I'd imagine there's not a great deal of these lying about. Also, I've kept these. I always, so all these games. I don't know if you'll know with the camera, but I basically, it might be a bit sad, but I peel all the stickers off. I use alcohol to get rid of all the residue, and then I'll get a little tub of soapy water and I'll wash the cases out. I know it's over the top, but it's just what I like to do. It's, I don't know. It's just the way I like to keep my collection. These two though. So Game Exchange was sort of a local game shop to Blackburn, and I know they started branching out. They had one in Preston. I think they might have even had one in Manchester before they were bought out, and I believe they were bought out by Game. I don't know if they were bought out completely because they still had like an online shop, so maybe they sold the stores. I'm not sure how it went, but it was the best place to go locally. If I went to Game, I wouldn't get half as much as trade credit as if I went to Game Exchange. They did it really well. And yes, I've kept the stickers on there just as a sort of a memory token for myself. A shop that no longer exists. One that I used to spend a lot of time in. It's yeah, nice to keep them there. Other games, so Dead Space, I got this solely with the intention of trading it in because I already have it. Again, £1, I believe I can make £4 trade credit from it. And then the rest of these I bought with the intention of trading them in. Because some of them are not valuable, but worth more than £1. But I'm umming and ahhing whether just to keep them myself. So we've got we've got Dragon Ball Z, Raging Blast 2. So I think all these bar one have the manual. I wasn't a massive fan of Dragon Ball. I believe this is just a fighting game. It's not something I'd ever be excited to play. Possibly it might end up trading that in, I'm not sure yet. Fear Free, and I might as well show this one, Fear. So all these was originally intentions to trade in, but I've never played these. And I'm considering maybe just keeping them and building on the 360 collection a bit, because it's one area where I'd rarely touch. So unfortunately this is a game without a manual, and it's Dynasty Warriors Gundam Free. I quite like the look of the back of it. I'm not sure what it's about. Looks a bit like Transformers, robots fighting. Maybe it's just another fighting game. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, it looks like a fighting game, which they've probably not got that much interested in. And with no manual being there, I'm likely going to trade that in because I think they sell that for £20, so I should get a decent trade credit for it. Devil May Cry HD collection. So this is I think 3 games in one, which I do have them all on the PlayStation 2, I think it is. But again, I'm considering just keeping that. Left 4 Dead 2, so this is definitely one I want to keep. I've got the first Left 4 Dead. I had this one back in the day, but didn't play as much as the first. But they are really, really fun. And Dead Space 2, which I don't have. So yeah, 10 games there, and I think, so apart from Alan Wake and Dragon Age, so those 8 games, I think I was having a look on CX, and I could, if they took them all, which the discs are sound as well, I'd make £45 trade credit from £8, which is really good. But I'm probably going to keep a few of them. I think certainly Dead Space 2 and Left 4 Dead 2. Maybe take the other ones in. Right, and then we're finally there. So it was quite long overdue, that, to be honest. I think the last 3 videos I've made, I've been talking about other stuff I want to do. I'm not really... Again, it's not so much having the time, it's what you spend your time doing. But this room needs... Before there's a room, so it needs sorting out a bit more. It's a bit... really struggling for space now. So yeah, we'll look at trying to sort that out, and then maybe get a room tour, which I've wanted to do for the last 6 months. And then we'll also do an update to the £5 game challenge, starting with the bundle I got. I got the Brats I sold, so we'll have a look with what we've got there, make a bit more progress, and then we'll get another video for the £5 games challenge, because I think that's really what a lot of the new subscribers are here for. But until then, take it easy, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye bye.